Hey there, everyone. Welcome to another Friday night watch chat, a special edition this evening. Anyway, you guys, we got the long weekend coming up here. Hopefully, you have off on the 4th and maybe on the 3rd too, since and it will make it a nice long weekend. I know I will, but I got the kids, so I'm gonna be busy the whole weekend. Anyway, Dib, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good, good. I am doing good. What do you got on wrist tonight?
Um, a peacock from a sinking ship.
Oh,
This peacock did not come from Noah's Ark. Peacocks were probably rescued from that, but
yeah.
this one, trying to anyway.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Hey, listen, I think you're alluding to a little bit to the theme of what we're going to be going on this evening, what we're going to be talking about. I'm wearing my G-Shock G Steel. It's just been a great watch to have around the kids doing work outside and whatnot, and it's just stuck on my wrist. It's just a really easy wear. Anyway,
Mhm.
let's say hello to everyone on the chat this evening. Before we get started, it's Chaz. How you doing, buddy? It's go time. Yes, it is. Kevin S here. How you doing? Wilson, good to see you. Dream Juggler. All right. Hola, amigos. Hola, usted. Bruno is here. How you doing? Steve Time Hill. How are you? Rob Mountain Standard Time is here. Caliber YQG. Bill K is here. Excellent. Jim is saying dibs turds. Oh, well, I mean,
They're not turds by any means.
no.
I'll
We'll
present my
explain.
case.
We'll
Yeah.
explain what we're talking about here. Um, uh, can the peacock swim? That's what Kevin wants to know with your Noah's Ark reference. Sinking ship.
I don't think they can. So.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Omega Planet Ocean on for Chaz this morning. Um, Symphony said, Dib is Bobby's Ronnie Mudd. Howard Stern reference there, Dib. Um, Caliber, okay, yeah, saying hello. Hey, Ms9 is here. How you doing? What's going on? Okay, so before we jump into tonight's topic, I want to talk about Omega and those new releases. And we went over um, them. Well, I went over them on Tuesday, and for the most part, I liked what I saw, but I don't know if there was anything out there that really grabbed at me that I was going to actually, go out and purchase. And look, to be fair, I mean, I only had, images, right? Renders and images to look at, but I started watching people trying these watches on Instagram, and man, I think I have to take back a little bit what I said. I think I may have said that these are kind of like pieces that I maybe would not ever think of buying. But I don't know, man. They look pretty damn good on these videos. Dib, what are your thoughts? Have you seen these in person yet?
Well, I was gonna go downtown today, but something came up and I didn't. So I'm planning to go to the boutique tomorrow. I don't know if this blue, well, 8 shades of blue will be a fad 5 months from now, if it will still be relevant or not. But from what I see right now, I mean,
Look at that
it's pretty
Equaterra.
good.
Look at that World Timer, man. Look at that.
I,
I mean,
I
that.
I think my favorite out of all these watches, I keep flip flopping between the standard 41 mil Aquaterra and the Planet Ocean.
Yeah.
But overall, I think, well, the Plo Prof is ugly. Let's get that out of the way. I hate that watch. Might be a marvel of engineering,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's just ugly. I think the best release is that Ultra Deep with the
Mm.
hidden
You
logo, and
like that?
I think like that speaks to the playful nature of a brand,
Mm.
which is trying to make it more cool. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at Aquaterra though, man. Look at that thing. Look how
I
beautiful
know.
that is.
I mean, I mean, again, like I've been soft on the Aquaterra for a long time, but this new blue color has me thinking: do I want to get a Omega,
Yeah,
especially on the rubber strap? You know,
yeah, and the world timer looks great, and the I love the Seamaster too. There it is right there. I wouldn't go bracelet, I'd go rubber, but look at that thing. Oh, that is just that is good looking. And man, like I gotta tell there it is on. Oh yeah, that looks good. Um, I gotta tell you, like I said on Tuesday, I didn't see myself as a buyer. I don't. I'm closer to being a buyer than I was definitely from Tuesday since Tuesday. So man, if I see these in person, I don't know. I don't know what I'm liable to do. So I'm just gonna stay clear for a little while. But man, that's a good looking piece. Um, chat, what do you guys think? I know some of you guys have actually seen some of these watches in person. I've tried them on. I've seen your pictures on Instagram. Let me know. Have you solidified your thoughts since Tuesday with some of these, video that's been out, or have you changed your mind completely? Let us know. Wayben is here. How you doing, Wayben? Um, Kevin S is wearing the Grand Seiko SBGX 335 today. Beans, why does Dib look sad? Aw, Dib, I don't think Dib looks sad. Um,
that's my usual face.
That's his
So
face, yeah. Someone say something nice about Grand Seiko. Aw. Um, Wow, Dib looks 5 years older than the babyface Dib, but still 5 years younger than full beard Dib. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Wolfgang. For sure. He's in that sweet spot right now. Um, Navy Blue Monster is here. The new Omegas look great in the videos with good lighting. Um, that'd be awesome. Okay. Dib was hoping the UV light would reveal a Pokemon. Mm,
I
mm.
don't think a Pokemon belongs in this watch. You know, there's a time and place for everything, and this is not it.
Steve saying new Omegas are nice, yo. I've met Steve, and like imagining him saying what he just wrote is just it's priceless. Uh, Kevin S. I love Diddle's playful nature. hmm hmm Hey, Stefan, what's going on? How you doing? Um, Dream Juggler wearing my Speedmaster. Thank goodness they never done any limited editions of that watch. Right. Um, I like the Blue Shades 300 is my fave. Yeah. Um, you like the 300, right? That's the one, the 57 trilogy like.
The
Uh,
reason why I say I like it more,
mm,
as everybody knows, I'm a value shopper. I don't like paying full price. I want a big discount. Now, that watch has always been overlooked by pretty much everybody.
mm,
Like, no, everybody goes for the Seamaster 300 Professional or the Aquaterra or
mm,
the Planet Ocean.
mm.
Somehow that watch gets,
Yeah.
waylaid, like pushed
Yep.
aside. So when that watch is 3750, that's the target price. I
Yeah.
might be in.
Might be in. Yeah. I was saying, Deb, on Tuesday that that 300 never really did anything for me until I saw this new one, right? The images with this color way and whatnot, and I like it. It's one of my favorite models of this release. Uh, Wilson saying he saw the Omegas in person. They look great. Omega for the win. Much cooler than Rolex. Caliber,
Says
not a
the
fan.
says the person who owns five Rolex. So,
Yeah, yeah. Does he own more Rolex than Omega?
I think so. I
I
think
think
so.
so. I think it is. Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, you're not here to defend yourself today, Wolfie. So, um, not a fan of them. Don't hate them. Don't love them. Okay, Caliber. Gotcha. Gotcha. Um, I'm thinking of popping down the deposit for 300M at Toppers, but don't want to wait a year like the seaweed last year. Well, I think these are going to be these are well. So they have them for display already in some of the boutiques in the 80s, right? Um, and some of the guys, I've heard some of the guys say that some of the delivery times are a couple weeks from now.
I
Um,
think Omega has definitely sorted out whatever issues they had last year with production, because the Aquaterra World Timer with the green dial,
mhm.
green ceramic bezel, and the yeah, that one, and the titanium piece. When was that launched? Like a month ago, maybe a month and a
Yeah,
half.
yeah,
So that was already in the store,
mm,
ready for someone to buy. So I think definitely they're bringing it up to speed. So
yeah,
one or two pieces might be a little, like they might be delivered later in the year,
mm,
but for the most part, I assume that you can get the at least the Aquaterra, the Planet Ocean, and the Seamaster 300s. I think
yeah.
those should be instantly available.
Jim, you could always call them too and see and get a feel of what they say about delivery times for those. Wilson says, I saw an Oris Kermit on a guy's wrist today. Oof. Yeah, burn your eyes, bro. Burn your eyes. KR Joy is here. How you doing, KR Joy? Um, oh, Jim, normal AD in Germany said today that they were told to receive him in about 6 weeks. Okay. So an AD in Germany, Wolfgang, is saying, hey, Sanjay's here. How you doing? What's up, buddy?
Hey
Good to
Sanjay.
see you. Justin Art, strapped in. How you doing, Justin? Ooh, Planet Ocean is the best. That's what
No,
engineer
it's not.
Sanjay.
It's a good diver, but it's not. No. Gold standard Submariner. I don't have one, but I had one.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Let's see here now. I got Dib's little. Dib, you want to start talking about Dib's dud and what it means while I bring
Uh,
up
all right. Am I
the
the one
PowerPoint.
breaking up, or are you?
It might be me. It might be me. Can you see me now?
Yeah, I can see you now. It's just
Okay.
that your voice is breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. It might be me. It might
Back
be
to
me. So I
normal.
apologize. Back to normal. Okay. So can you while I pull up the PowerPoint with some of the watches on your list, can you tell the chat what this is about this evening? Your dud list.
So, so the whole point, like many people like on the stream know that I have many divisive takes on watches, and that got me thinking, and that's why like this dud stream came about. The watches that I put on the list, they are no way bad watches. They are excellent watches, and they can stand on their own right 100%. It's just that the market for these watches, new or used, are really bad. I mean, the like when you factor in market value versus MSRP, that's where there's a big discrepancy. Like there's many brands with many watches where something sells for 20%, 30% below retail. That's not a big discrepancy, but close to 40, 45, 50. That's where I start calling them duds. Again,
Yeah.
it like I chose this, like I think I gave you like 8 watches in total.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying they're bad watches, they're excellent watches. I've handled almost every one of them, and I have bought a few of them at discounted prices, obviously. No way in shape are the watches bad. It's just that the market is bad for them. Again, watches are not investments. I don't care what any famous YouTuber says. I believe that fact. If you can game the system, definitely. But 50 years from now, what's going to happen? We don't know. The watch that I might call a dud, it might be priceless.
Oh,
So,
okay. So apologies to the chat. Look, if I play the the PowerPoint, I lose any ability to get back to StreamYard and read your comments. I'm sure somebody's probably figured out a proper way to do it, but I haven't been able to figure that out yet. So my apologies if you see the rest of the PowerPoint platform here, but you get the idea. We're starting off here with the first watch, and that is the watch on the thumbnail, the Zenith Chronomaster Sport. Dib, give us your take on this one, and why is it on your list?
I think the reason why this watch caught my eye for the dud list is because of the toxic depreciation on this watch. So when this was released, I think it had its moment under the sun. Dealers were actually able to sell it above MSRP
Hmm,
and then right at MSRP and then maybe 10% below MSRP. But ever since the last few months, this has just, just dropped off a cliff.
yeah,
When it came out, I think the retail was 10,000 US dollars. Right now, this watch retails for 11,000. I have seen them on dealer groups as low as 6,100.
wow.
Now that, and again, that's not a 5-year-old watch, 3-year-old watch where you can kind of justify it saying, "Oh, you know what? It's an old watch, so who cares?" Like watches which is like 4 months old, they're listed for 7,200, 7,500. Nobody can sell it. Keeps lowering the price till it goes down to like mid sixes.
Hmm,
Again, watch is great. It has a brand new movement in it. Not a big fan of the movement personally, because this is 1/10 of a second movement, so it can only count up to 60 minutes. And I like my chronographs to count the 12 hours. So this watch is kind of useless for me. But overall, fit and finish is very nice. I won't say it's 11 grand nice because the clasp looks like it's from a $1,500 watch. But overall, the feel of the watch on your wrist, links, overall case construction, they're on point. But this is prime example of why it's so. I mean, even if you buy the watch, let's say for 7,500, that's a great price for the watch. But at the end of the day, if they are selling on dealer groups for 6,250, you are not going to get more than 5 grand for the watch. It's just what it is. Everybody needs to make money, and this watch doesn't hold value. Nothing against the watch. It's
yeah,
just El Primeros are tough to handle. I mean, I had an El Primero. I thought an A384. I bought it at a great price. Great price. Like a $8,900 watch for like 5 grand. And even then, I still lost like $1,000.
yeah.
So it's just the nature of the market. Not everything goes up in value, and we are returning to normal. And Zenith is one of the brands which took a huge hit and is going to take a huge hit and will continue to take huge hits. That's all.
Kevin saying duds equal good buys on a secondary market. Call them buying opportunities, not duds. Well, yeah, I mean, Kevin, we can also call this, but I mean, dibs buying opportunities didn't sound as catchy as dibs duds. So that's why we went with duds. But yes, these are also present themselves as really good buying opportunities for sure. Dib, I mean, like with this one here, you mentioned the dealer groups, but do you think, like, if you buy this watch at $7,500, you can recover most of that if you're doing a peer to peer, like on Watch You Seek or
I
something like
think
that?
so. I have a recent example. One of my friends actually bought the black dial from Toppers. I think he paid 75, right around that 7,500 mark. I think he sold the watch for, I'd like to say mid six, but
Hmm.
he managed to do that on What You Seek. But I'm talking about the true value that I
Yeah, yeah.
see for the watch on a dealer
Hmm.
group,
Yeah.
because like especially in the last few months, I have found it easier to sell a watch on a dealer group rather than the forums, because like people are just waiting for a handout on the forums,
Hmm.
and they will lowball you to kingdom come. At
Oh,
least
absolutely.
at least with the dealer, I know where they're coming from because they need to make money. But not again, the watch is great. I mean, if I'd probably wear this watch on a strap because the bracelet is okay. but
Yeah,
it's not 11 grand okay. The
yeah,
clasp is bad. Bracelet is just okay with the polished center links. But you know,
yeah.
I would.
Agreed.
I mean, as somebody who paid full retail for it, I'm sure they can sustain the hit.
Mm,
But I wouldn't be able to. I mean, I could not live with myself knowing that a watch which is $11,000 plus whatever tax you have to pay, you sell it for 5,500 to 6 grand.
yep. I'm saying dud equals hard to buy new at
True,
AD.
100%, 100%.
Jim is saying here, definitely not worth 11K. I picked up like new full set for 7,200 a couple months ago. I couldn't remove the damn links, not one, sent to Zenith in New Jersey, and they sent me a brand new bracelet. Hmm. Um, yeah, I mean, look, Jim, I mean, like, I think what we can say here is like if you like the watch, you like the watch. You
Yeah,
buy what you like, and I know this is not what you're saying here, but price depreciation for anybody who's interested. Look, if you're keeping this forever, it doesn't really matter, right? Um, I love the Chronomaster Sport in reverse panda. Yeah, Chaz is a reverse panda kind of dude. Okay, let's move on here. Next watch, Grand
I
Seiko White
had,
Birch.
had to include that. I mean,
Yeah.
favorite brand. I love the brand, sinking ship. But this, I mean, the white birch. I mean, it's such a dynamic watch.
Mm,
It does have a great movement, but I mean, something went wrong with Grand Seiko. I mean, every Grand Seiko loses value. Don't get me wrong, but the white birch, it's like it keeps bleeding till
mm,
there's no more blood in the system, and then you add some fake blood, and then it then that comes out too. How much is retail? 9,100 for it.
yeah.
You can
Something
pick
like that,
one
right?
up from an established dealer like Watchbox on eBay for 5,500, 5,800. And this has a revolutionary movement in it. I won't say it's the best looking one, but the Grand Seiko definitely tried their hardest. Case construction is awesome.
Mm,
They do have they have had a little bit of issue with the 9SA5 timing accuracy for day to day, where it's not running within the stated tolerances. But I have the same movement in a different watch. It did come back from the service center when I bought it from Watchbox, and it's running perfectly. But I mean, if I were Grand Seiko, if I cared at all about the 9SA5 and this watch in particular, I'd I just I'd just cancel it. Like I'd replace it with something else.
yeah.
But I mean, if you see white, I mean, I think we have, like, when we were talking about watches in our you know one-on-ones, whatever. I saw one for 4,800 in Japan. Now that wasn't a full kit, and I think it was missing a few links. But still,
Mm, mm,
a $9,100 watch should not be $4,800.
yeah.
And immediately after that, I decided to take a quote from Crown and Caliber. I mean, because like that will give me a kind of estimate as to what a dealer would offer.
Yeah.
I got 3,800,
Wow. Wow.
and it's the movement is not the reason why this watch turned into a dud. I think it's and Kevin says it right. It's the marketing. Like they said that it's gonna be very limited, but every other AD had it, and people actually paid good money for it. Like the people who got it at the very beginning, I think they paid full retail for it.
Hmm.
It's a great watch.
Yeah, I mean, it came out with a lot of fanfare, as well as that Zenith Chronomaster, right? They
Yep.
both came out with great fanfare, and then poor marketing, right? And then just like with Grand Seiko, it's like I feel like they're the victim of their own success, and they start putting out dial variations and other and multiple limited releases, and it's just kind of like there's fatigue. maybe.
So
You know?
I mean I know that that's their modus operandi,
Mm,
but at the end of the day, that's what Grand Seiko is. We are
mm,
just now getting acclimatized with their barrage of releases, but that's always been their way in Japan.
yeah.
And again, I can't verify this, but a good friend of ours told us that 80% of their market is in Japan, 10% is the rest of the world, 10% is the US. Now, don't, people,
Mm,
please don't quote me on it.
mm,
This is third hand information, fourth hand information. And they're following a recipe of as long as it works, we are not going to change it for the rest of the world. So it's sad because it was supposed to be a flagship,
yeah.
and the flagship sunk at the bottom. It's at the bottom of the Atlantic, and then somebody decided to nuke it while it's at the bottom.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
just like if you look at let's say, what's the other big iconic watch of Grand Seiko? Snowflake.
Snowflake.
So
Hmm.
Snowflake was 5,800 for a long time. I think that's like 6,200 right now. Used prices on a Snowflake are 3,800 to 4,500. So that's pretty much in line.
Mm,
So you're paying like MSRP of a Snowflake is 62. This is 91, and pretty much this is just $1,000 above a Snowflake, a watch, which has been around for more than 10 years.
yeah.
So you know,
Wow. Interesting. Unachieving watch collector. Sorry. I'm like, hey, no worries, man. Flagship with a hole in its hull. Yeah. Yeah. Navy blue monster. I think releasing the spring dry white birch with a winter dial may have hurt the. This floating emoji crap is the chat box is straight butt cheeks. I don't know what that means. Is that
yeah.
what's, are we getting spammed? It can only be a dud if you come out with some fanfare. Need to fall from a height for sure. Um, if we are only getting 10% of the GS stream, then I pray for those poor Japanese. Everyone in that country must have 38 grand
Oh, I don't know. Hey, this is the information I got. Again, this is completely unverified. I can't reveal my sources, but you know,
Hey,
I'm being.
you got to protect your sources. I understand. I understand. Okay, jump into the Omega Constellation Globemaster annual calendar. Omega not safe from Dib's dud list. Dib, tell us about this one.
I mean, I got the idea for putting this watch on the list after our dear friend Amin got his.
Hmm.
So the retail on this watch, or at least the one that Amin got with the gold gold tungsten bezel, or I don't know if
Mm.
it's gold or not, but you know
The
the one
Sedna
I'm
Gold.
talking about.
Yep, yep, yep. I am. I do.
So that's 11,900, and I think Amin got the watch for right around less than 50%. So
Yeah.
I think he got it for like 45% of the
Uh,
value
yeah.
from a dealer in Japan. If that's not duddery, I don't know what is.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I just feel like this model is not either marketed well or it's just well. I mean, there's so many icons that Omega have, right? I mean, like how many you have the Speedmaster, you have the Seamaster, you know what I mean? A ton of other watches, and then the Constellation, the Globemaster, kind of like falls falls down the list, right? And so it's already got like a couple strikes against it, right off the bat.
Honestly, I love this watch.
Yeah, yeah, no,
I
I love
think
it too.
it's one of the best annual calendars that you can get below $15,000. There's not a lot on the
Oh yeah,
market,
absolutely.
and I'm talking MSRP. I
Hmm.
think Blancpain has a few in steel. This is one. Freddie C. Who buys
Hmm.
a Freddie C anyway? Um, Mont Blanc. That's the only few
Hmm.
watch brands which has a annual calendar
Yep.
below 15 grand that I can think of.
Scott's saying he bought his Globemaster three hand for 35 on bracelet. Don't tell me they can't be bought at a good
Oh yeah.
price. Oh no, they totally can. Wolfgang loves that Globemaster. Ahmed was even better. Trader. Ooh. Ooh. There he is. Shots fired. Hey, Big Wrist, what's going on? How you doing? Yeah, I'm in misses that watch. Um, Dib said he still likes me even though I have a lot of duds. Oh, wow. I didn't realize he said that to Steve. Kevin is saying, but this model from Omega never did well in the beginning, could never live up to the Datejust
I
41
think
hype.
I think the main issue with this watch or this line is, first of all, it's a little bit of branding. The second thing is, when you, again, it doesn't matter what price the watch is selling at, but it's how you position the watch, right? So this, the like the three-hander, the direct competitor is the Datejust, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now this has a tungsten bezel. As it doesn't have a polished case, it has a matte case and a matte bracelet. I don't it's more tooly
Mm,
while trying to be a little dressy.
mm,
I think it's kind of stuck in the middle.
yeah.
So if they do revamp this line, I think they should be taking care of that.
Joey B saying Globemasters and DeVilles are silly toxic. Um, Pacific Turtle, he likes this Omega. Uh, can't be having Omega slander during Omega week. Sacrilegious. Was Amin kicked out of the Omega fanboy club? Oh, Thomas, the Globemaster is a great underrated watch. I haven't seen this calendar version before though. Yeah, I mean, I just there's different versions. I just took this one. This is the one image that I used, Thomas. Okay, so let's get moving. Moving. Um, Seiko LX line, all of them, right?
All of them. It doesn't matter
They're
what
great
you.
watches, though. They're great
They
watches.
are great watches, and if you don't have a hang up
Mm,
about the branding, you will get an excellent watch from a
I
great brand.
yep.
You won't get Tudor, you won't get Omega on the dial, but SNR 049, SLA 043, SLA 039, multiple watches. Pretty much when I see a Seiko LX, and I have dealers too who are who are willing to offer me 20-25 off. I just tell them, when you have to sell these watches for clearance money, call me.
Yeah.
I'll buy it at 40% off. I bought, so the only LX line Seiko that I have is my SLA 043.
Mm,
So this watch retails for 4,500. It has a 8L35 undecorated Grand Seiko movement, ever brilliant steel. Um, I paid 3,000 for it, brand new
mm,
from an AD with tax. If it wasn't with tax, it would probably be even lower,
yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
So, um, our good friend Chaz got that SNR 049 for like low threes. I think the value on that watch is what, 5 grand, 5,500.
Mm-hmm.
The SLA 039, the Tubby 65 6159 reissue, the monocoque case. That one is 6,800 US dollars. They came out in 2020, and you can still buy them new old stock from Japanese dealers for 3,600 US dollars. It's just,
Mm-hmm. Oh
if
yeah.
you're the watch you got SNR 035,
Yeah.
how much did you pay? You paid less than
It,
50%, brand
it
new.
was so new. It was MSRP is 5,500. I paid like around 27, so like
Yep,
50%. New, and it
50%
was new,
right,
and it was
right
new.
there.
Yeah.
It's just that obviously you need to understand that you're buying a high-end Seiko, and you need to be a true psychopath to buy these, just because they are not going to be as good as a Omega, they're not going to be as good as a Tudor. Like if you look at just specs. But so like I got the Black Bay 54, and I got the SLA 043. If you put them side by side, the Seiko loses. But I did not find the charm in the Black Bay 54. I
Hmm.
sold my Black Bay 54 in 5 days, took a big hit, and I kept my Seiko. But that's because I like the brand. I understand the pitfalls of buying a higher end Seiko. I'm never going to make money on it. I'm going to lose a ton, but it gives me a lot of joy.
Hmm.
The one thing, and if you look at how Seiko has been rebranding themselves over the years, at least in the last 2 years, there hasn't been any expensive Seikos. So they have the new SLAs, but all of the new ones are capped to 3,000 US. All the higher end Seiko LX line, like the green one that Wolfie has, I don't remember the reference. They're nothing new has come out.
Hmm.
So either they're shifting from that stage where like they realize that it just doesn't sell and they're losing money on it, or they intend to keep the three like 4K plus range completely for Grand Seiko.
Hmm.
So whatever
Hmm.
has happened, I haven't seen any of these new SNRs come in a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So
True.
it
Um, Go ahead,
yeah.
David. So finish that thought.
No, I mean
All right.
it's just that I know that I can't go back to an SPB 143 or a 147 or a 149, like the 63 Mars divers with the 6 hour movement,
Mm-hmm.
after I've had this 8L
Yeah.
move. So it's so the car comparison would be those, like those Seikos are like Camrys, and then you go ahead and buy a Lexus GX or a
Yeah.
GS. Big difference in price, but you can feel the quality. It's
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Chaz is saying Dib just dudded him. Oh. Best sport string drive on the cheap. I'm going to buy an SNR 029 someday for sure, says
I
Kevin.
mean, think about it. Like the watch that you got, it's less than
Yeah.
$3,000.
Yeah.
I think it was titanium, right?
Titanium spring drive. Yeah.
Titanium,
GMT.
titanium spring drive, and the other thing which people don't know is these SNR high-end Seikos. They have one of the best AR applications on the market.
Hmm.
I always think, for me at least, Breitling is top dog when it comes to AR. This is a close second, if not tied to first. You
No.
just won't realize that the crystal is there. Great application of
Absolutely.
AR.
Very true. I'm in deep and loving it, just with a little Rolex on the side. Hey, Mason, good to see you. Glad you could catch us. Um, yeah, yeah. Pay 2,700 and still tough to get your money
Yeah,
back on a resale.
100%. You're
Absolutely,
gonna lose money,
absolutely, absolutely.
but
Um,
you can't quantify joy with
mhm.
dudness. It is a
Yeah,
dud,
yeah, yeah. It's a
but
dud.
that like, as I said, like, just because a watch is a dud watch doesn't mean it's a bad watch.
Yeah. Every one of these duds so far is a goodbye pre. Absolutely, absolutely. All caps. You sold the Black Bay 54.
In 5 days. I don't
5 days.
care. I always will maintain I had to buy Tudor to get a Rolex. 100%. You buy Tudors to get Rolex.
Seiko makes some of the best mid-price divers. Agreed. Hard to go wrong with a quality Seiko diver in the collection. Um, how?
They have their foibles. The clasp is horrific, but it's a likable watch. Like for example, you go in and you buy something. It might not be the best product in the market, but you like it. So it pulls at heartstrings for me. It doesn't pull it for many people, but it certainly does for me.
So if you've heard of Zezel, the LX line is more like Supras. Did that's his opinion. Peter C. Hey, what's up, Peter? I like my SUV 147 and RAV4. Oh well. Good to see you, Peter. What Seiko would you pair up with it? My old Accord.
I think an SKX 007. Both of them old watches, old watch and old car, but they run forever. They're not fast, they're not that accurate, but they'll run. I had an old Accord. I had a 94 Accord. That was my second car in the US.
I don't know if I got the right one image
You
wise.
did not
Tagore.
get the right one.
Okay, my
But
bad. So Tagore Carrera 2. Talk to
so
us about that one.
Tag Heuer Carrera O2, released I think 2 or 3 years ago. Retail is 5,700 or 6,000, or maybe it's just a little above that. Great watch. Heuer O2 movement, 80R power reserve, unidirectional winding, which has now been upgraded to bidirectional winding with the new releases. But definite good buys on the pre-owned market. They're a big dud, but uh,
I'm just doing wrong because I messed up.
yeah.
Sorry.
So essentially, the Carrera O2, Heuer O2, great watch, but I've seen them for 2,700 on Buy.
Wow.
So that's less than half price because I think the retail has jumped up to 6,250. But sorry. But yeah, I mean the that's a dud watch, but a great alternative to all the chronographs that are out there below 4 grand. What do you get? Zens,
Mm,
Damascus, anything with a Celita movement or an ETA movement, Longines.
mm.
I think the Heuer O2 is a better watch than all of them. I won't say it's a better watch than a Speedy, but then again, I'm not going to go into an argument as to which is better. Every watch has their own place. But I think at 2,700, can you go wrong with a watch which is very sporty looking? Different dial color options. You get a silver, you get a black, you get a blue. There's a couple of limited editions floating around. Can't go wrong with it. From a great brand.
Which tutors are duds? Trick question. Tutor doesn't make anything. Chaz.
I'm not going to answer anything.
I don't buy tutors because of the association with Rolex, and I thought you were an Omega man, says Wolfie. Chaz to Justin to Wolfie. Um, okay, moving on. Are you done with the Carrera?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not really too much interest in the chat, it seems. I love this watch. The
Great.
Glashütte, Glashütte, right? Panomatic Lunar.
Um, Great watch again.
Mm,
Nothing against the brand. Absolute stunner in real life. You get a micro rotor movement. Not a micro rotor, but an offset rotor
yep.
on this watch. The one thing where the Panomatic lunar edges past the Langa is that both the date wheels
Mm-hmm.
are on the same plane. The Langa date wheel, like the one and like the 1, 2, and
Yep.
0, they're in
Mm-hmm.
different planes.
Yep.
So definitely, it's an excellent watch, but it tanks on the secondary. I think retail now is 10,100 on strap. I'm not sure what it costs on the bracelet, but it's like $1,000 more. You can have these for low sixes.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen one from Toppers for
Mm-hmm.
5,600.
Yeah.
Great watch, but
Great watch.
in terms of you losing your behind if you buy brand new, you're going to. I mean, I'm sure an AD will give you 15 to 20% off, but even then, you're guaranteed to lose $2,000 on it easily. Excellent watches.
Yep. Geo has nice watchmakers, don't you
Oh,
think that?
100%. 100%. And I like the fact that some of their watches are ugly. In the
Yeah.
sense, like in the Senator line, especially for their annual calendars, like they have different cutouts in different places. I'm like, why is that there?
Mm.
That kind of tells me the brand isn't afraid to experiment. You know,
Yeah.
it might not appeal to everybody, but it might appeal to somebody.
Yep.
And it's a watch brand which is whimsy.
Yep. Well, so it is that. Well, that's how you. That's how I tried. it sounds like a sneeze. I think Wolfgang will tell you all day long that that's how it's Glashütte. Glashütte. Yeah. Glashütte. God bless you. Glashütte. Gesundheit.
So
Um, yeah.
I think last year I went to India, and before that one came up on toppers.
Hmm.
It was the same one Wolfgang has, so a black dial with a rose gold case.
Yep.
Retail is
It's on there
21.
for a while too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sat for a while. It retail was 21 or 22, or maybe it's 23 now. I'm not sure. And toppers finally sold the watch for 10,800 US dollars.
Yeah.
Just think about it. A gold Panomatic loaner for for less than 15 grand. That's Breguet territory, like
Yep.
in terms of toxic depreciation.
Um, Geo makes some beautiful prices. I love the 1970s. Yep, they're amazing too. Those Geos. Um, Maison saying would buy a Geo, wouldn't buy it at full retail for sure. Interested in a CQ and a Senator Cosmopolite. Um, I think Geo's great. Says Thomas Burnett. Loves the CQ and the Panorama 60s. Uh, I didn't know everyone go doesn't go out and buy. I don't know why everyone does not go out and buy a Breguet. Um,
I've thought
and
about it.
yeah, they're great
It's
watches.
in the works. It's in the works.
Geo are great, says Rick. Hey Rick. But gotta buy pre-owned for sure, for sure. Okay. Let's move on to the next piece, and that is the Breitling Chronomatic 20. Chronomat 20. Sorry.
Chronomat 42.
42. Sorry, 42. Sorry.
So this is a watch. It screams 90s. Seinfeld wore a Chronomat during his shows. I love it. It's one of my choices. Like, so apparently they're making a 40 millimeter version of the same watch, which is supposed to come out next year. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the word on the street. But this is a victim of pure toxic depreciation. I think, first of all, Breitling is a brand which competes with Omega with their market share, especially with their chronograph. Now, the B01 movement is a marvel of engineering, and it's supposedly one of the toughest, robust mechanical chronograph movements made in the last 10 to 15 years. But the issue is their watches are priced a little higher than Omega. So, for example, Omega has a price hike tomorrow. So I don't know what the price will be, but a sapphire sandwich right now is 7,200 US dollars on a bracelet. This watch, I think, is touching 9, or maybe it has crossed 9K. Now, this is a Marmite watch. You either love it or you hate it because of the big rollo bracelet, and it's a 42 millimeter case. But the watch, due to the shape of the bracelet, it wears like a 44. So it's a big watch,
Mm,
and the lugs are straight. So as I said, it's a Marmite watch. Not a lot of people buy it. It's very impressive. It's flashy, but I don't know if this is the biggest seller. So $9,000. Let's roughly say it's $9,000 with tax. I don't remember the exact number. These sit for 40 to 50.
mm,
Now at that price point, so let me be clear. This is the used price. So you can probably get 20% off on a Breitling. So that will land you around the 7K mark. But just remember, you're still taking another 3K hit if you ever have to sell. Both are SHIT. So um, 40 to 50, B01 column wheel movement, can't go wrong. Now the only flip side that I see with the integrated nature of the movement is the service costs of a B01, which I think are higher than a 1861 or a 3861. So this is one of those brands where, definitely you can pick awesome watches on the secondary, on even on the primary. So my local AD had a 40% off sale 3 months ago when they were shifting locations, and all of the watches in that case was Breitlings. So I know that we can put many more watches on this dud list, but like this is the one which kind of like screamed in my mind because I saw them sitting for 44,000, and somebody's offering 3,500 for the watch. Obviously, that's a super low ball, but if you can sell the watch for 40 to 50, then you have to think like, do I sell it for 35? Just get out of it.
Yeah. Tip, Vegemite or Marmite?
As I have already stated, my you know both of them are not good.
Okay. It is very big 42 millimeter watch. I can't wear it, and I wear a 44 millimeter Seikos all the time. Um, Rick asking the question: does anybody buy Breitling at retail? Not good pre-owned buys. Um, Maison One is saying Breitling is going to be poor for value retention all around. Definitely buy pre-owned. I love my Navitimer. Bought it for 3,500. Still valued at 3,500.
So here's
Mhm.
the thing where I'm going to follow up with Rick's comment. Does anybody buy Breitling at full retail? So we have a Breitling boutique in downtown Atlanta. They sell a lot of Breitlings at full retail, and
Yeah.
it's a brand which I think appeals to non-watch people because they're flashy. So why I know this is I took my friend who was getting married in Jan. Oh, maybe he got married. All right, I forgot when he got married, but it was this year.
Yeah.
So I took him to Tudor, I took him to Omega, I took him to Breitling, I took him to see Grand Seiko, Ulysse Nardin, everything that we have here. And the watch that he liked the most was the Breitling.
Hmm.
He liked the Super Ocean's flashiness. I convinced him to buy a Seamaster 300 because I think that's a watch which will age gracefully. So he took my advice, but I think it appeals to so many non-watch people. I mean, I was sitting there, just sipping champagne, like a
Oh,
freeloader. Oh yeah, I mean, top-notch service at the Breitling boutique. If that's worth it to you and you want to pay full price, go to a Breitling boutique near you. You will be wined and dined. You will get a Breitling cap, and then you come out and realize you lost 5 grand. Um, but this dude came in and he bought Breitling Premier with the O2 movement, $23,000, brand new,
wow.
gold. So he bought the gold watch, and I'm like, I'm sitting there thinking, you chump, this is a $10,000 watch, but people don't care. People
Yeah.
don't know. Like people like us, we are a small microcosm. Like we don't exist to these brands. So it's they do good business,
Yeah.
and
Chat.
sometimes the presentation is worth it
Yeah.
to people.
Chaz is taking umbrage with some of your duds, man.
I
Mm.
need to Google that word. I'm not so well versed like a certain YouTuber.
Div, was it true champagne?
Actually, it was.
Look at you. Look at you. You're an orange juice away from making that a mimosa. Nomos Tangente
Well,
189.
I was thinking if I should add a very obvious choice, like a Breguet or a
Mm.
Blancpain, but problem is all of them depreciate like a rock, and it's hard to pick one. So for my last watch, I decided to go a little left field. Nomos Tangente. It's a. I would like to buy a Nomos. I still haven't bought one, but I was just searching for deals today, and I found a gray market dealer
Mm-hmm.
who is offering 35% off to 47% off, brand new, on a Tangente,
Wow.
and it crossed the threshold. It's a dud watch to me then, because
Yeah.
it's. I mean, again, these are not that expensive watches to begin with in the grand scheme of things. It's like mid threes, but you're still getting 47% off. So
Yeah.
that's, yeah, like 1800, $1900.
Yeah.
It's like huge hit. And they are great watches for people who don't want to spend a lot on dress pieces. And I don't think I have to really promote this brand, because I think the biggest promoter of this brand on Instagram is who? Teddy B. Teddy Baldassar goes nuts about these Nomos watches.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think they're a great buy. I'm yet to find a Nomos that I would like to buy. I've always thought I would like to get a Nomos Orion, but our dear friend Hobby Bobby told me, when you see, and I haven't seen one in person. We don't have a Nomos AD here in Atlanta anymore. Um, he said when you see it in the flesh, you probably won't be that interested. So if I were to ever buy a Nomos, I'd probably spend a little bit more and go the Hobby Bobby route. I'd go the Nomos Zurich.
Yep.
So it's a world time watch below
Hmm.
$5,000, in-house ish movement. Like, because at the end of the day, I think the base eBausch is still based on the 7001 peso. But again, don't quote me on it. I don't know Nomos a lot, but that's a watch which I kind of like. So, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. I had an Orion for a hot minute. I watch buys was getting rid of some stock in that in Nomos. They had some left over. They're no longer an AD or who carry them. And I agree with Javi Bobby. It's nothing impressive. And I found it very, very boring. And that's the thing with Nomos, right? I mean, like to your Marmite example, you either like it or you hate it, love it or you
mm,
hate it, right? So, and I think this overall style, this quote unquote Bauhaus type style, does not really appeal to a lot of people here. But they do have some models that are not like that. Yeah, Bobby Legs respect. I respect. I really one of these days I'm gonna buy one of those club canvases. I do like that's the only Nomos I really kind of like these days. Um, I have a feeling that Costco was made for folks like Dib. We'll buy anything if the deal is good enough.
all right.
Wow.
So here's the thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know why Kevin made that reference, but in the next tab, I have the Costco online offers web page open. So I'm,
Yeah.
I'm literally looking at $3 off on the Hellman's Best Food mayonnaise, and 550 off on Vita Coco coconut water, and 350 off on Haagen-Dazs. You know, so he's spot on. But then
Some
again, don't chase the deal, chase the watch, and then chase the deal for that watch. That's
mm,
how I look at it.
sounds like someone's going shopping tomorrow, whether it's watch
Oh
shopping
yeah, I
or
mean,
or ice cream.
I mean, there's so many deals out there. I mean, Bounty 550 off, like laundry detergent $5 off, Pellegrino
Yeah.
550 off.
Oh, sparkling
It's
water.
like, oh, you know, Costco is
Um,
in.
I'll give Dib a great deal on my old Accord.
Oh, I don't need an older card. I think I'm done with an Accord. I started my car journey with a 99 Geo Prism, then went to a 94 Accord. Yeah, the Prism. That's a story for
Oof.
another time. But it was a proper shitter. Like,
Yeah.
it's not even Pagani design level shitter. It's like something below that. I don't even know any of the brands which are below that. Maybe I have to like look at just one more watch.
Single guy shopping at Costco. He needs a gallon-sized Hellman's mayo. How many tuna sandwiches can you make, though? Dib.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just giving an example, but Costco has good deals on many things. A 1 terabyte SSD for 64.99. You can't beat
Ooh,
that.
no, that's very, very good. Hey, do you get your eyeglasses from Costco?
No, I get them from India. So here's the thing.
Oh, because Indian glasses are better or made better in the States.
No,
Is that
no,
why?
they're pretty much made at the same standard that you get here in the States, but How much is this? How much is a spectacle going to run you? $300 after
Well,
insurance.
actually, I actually can give you an exact number because I just did it today. So I got frames from Warby Parker, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have
$99.
$95, right?
$95.
And I have my eyesight's not the best, right? So like I needed like like the thicker glasses, so I got the
Mm-hmm.
thinner lenses, right? And progressives, right? Because I'm an old man now. So yeah, 395. 395.
395. So I'll give you the same thing.
There we go.
So
Yeah.
let's say $95 for the Warby Parker. Let's put it at a constant.
Yeah.
The same lens that you're getting for 395, when I go back to India, I can get it for less than $100.
Yeah.
Like even the most fancy lens, $100. That's it. You don't need anything more. You know.
Costco has chicken nuggets that taste
True.
like Chick-fil-A.
I
Wow.
can attest to that. The chicken
Wow.
strips are good too.
Kevin, I just renewed my Costco membership. Went executive level.
I am an executive level thing. I think I pay 120 for the membership.
Oh man.
I mean, the good thing is Costco gives you money back. So I just got a check from Costco for $65. So that yeah, I mean, I think I spent that much at Costco over the last calendar year. So I got
Wow.
65. I got $65 back, and I'll just use that.
Great, it's
Four
your
ninety
chicken.
nine. You can't beat that.
So,
Bullpen and his bodily functions.
so do you buy like a 10 pack of deodorant?
No,
No.
I
Do you
don't
get
know. I
like
mean,
do you get like a 5 gallon tub of grape leaves? Do you buy those?
no. See, I like buying from Costco because at the end of the day, their quality is really good. I don't have to worry about anything, and Costco has got a lot of money from me because I'm an impulsive buyer at the end of the
Mm,
day.
mm.
Oh, like dinner plates for 34.99, marked down from 49.99, and there it is. I don't need
Oh,
dinner
yeah.
plates.
No, it's getting.
But oh god.
What watch brands does Costco carry?
I think the cheaper, the pullovers. I've seen
Yeah.
a couple of glycines,
Mm.
Casio, Seiko Sportura, no, not the Sportura, but the solar watches, and the fashion watches that you get, Invicta and all those.
Uh, we love Costco at the Big Rest. Hey, listen, like I think I may have told some of you, like I have a cousin, like who's a few years older than me, and she started working for Costco when she was 18, and she's doing all right in life. I guess some of that Costco employee profit sharing. She's doing really, really good, really, really good, and still working for Costco. Um, Scott saying back in the day he saw a Rolex at Costco.
I've
Wow,
seen those. I've seen those. But at that, when I could see Rolex at Costco at a cheaper price, I was in no position to buy one.
most famous Costco deal was a 1010 for 2K. Ms. saying I've seen the Oris Costco in UK. Wow. Um, well, excellent. Okay, well, look, I mean, we've gone the Costco route, and I think we could probably call it a night there.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, Dib, thanks. This list, I mean, is great. I feel like we could probably one day do another stream with another list of 10 watches. Excellent analysis. Really, really appreciate that. And again, chat. I mean, it's Dib's dud list, but it's also Dib's like great buys in the pre-owned market list, right? So
It's like my list is the skinny latte of Bill Sanders's list. He
yeah,
goes full toxic. I mean, full toxic. I mean, brands you can get probably five. I mean, the one which probably Federico from Federico Talks Watches picks up for like $5. He's like, all
yeah,
right, I'll give you $5. Here's a Starbucks gift card.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So, like I can't go below there because first of all, I don't have that much knowledge as Bill. To be honest, he does
mm,
know a
yeah.
lot, even though I might not agree with many of the things that he says. But yeah, I mean, these are all mainstream watches. You can pick them up at great prices in the secondary. But if you are buying them at full retail, I'm like, God rest your soul, God save your soul, please.
Yeah, and rest your soul, and rest your soul.
it, it,
Uh,
it, it it's like it physically, again, like, I don't know if this is just me being Indian or what, or we are just price conscious people, but it physically hurts me. So, like, I'm in my local watch group and I see people paying for watches all the time, full retail, and it physically hurts me. They don't care, but like, all right, it is what it is.
we're getting the land the
Yeah,
plane
yeah,
symbol
yeah.
from
Sorry.
Chaz.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, Dib, thanks again for coming on. Everyone on the chat, have a great holiday weekend. Uh, Watch Soup is scheduled for Sunday, but
Subject to
we'll try.
change.
Yeah, subject to change, but hopefully Clayton and I will be able to pull it off, and if Sanjay can join us, that'd be great. Anyway, guys, have a great holiday weekend if we don't see you, and enjoy. Be safe. Um, don't drive drunk. Don't set off firecrackers in your hand. Just be safe, and have a good one. Dibs, thanks again. Take care,
See
guys.
you all. Bye.